Welcome to City Week, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Alton West. Today I will have guests on from the Salvation Army, Lieutenant Chris Powell, and also from LaGrange College, the new athletic director, Jennifer Claybrook, and she will have with her the new head basketball coach, Coach Kendall Wallace. So stay tuned for those interviews in just a moment. But ladies and gentlemen, before we get started, let me just share a bit of news. Earlier this week, the mayor, along with city council and members of the community, honored Mr. George R. Moore. The fire station number 1 on South Davis Road was named after him. Mayor Lucan was on hand to share a few comments.
In all my years of LaGrange, I rarely have met a person like George Moore. Please now welcome and honor this outstanding, rare individual. Very few people come through our lives like Mr. George Moore. Early on, it was the education system where he cut his teeth on all the young children here in the community, but he's moved up into the ranks of taking care of children, adults, blacks, whites, men, women. George saw no discrimination, no sections, no people, anyone who was in need, any organization that steps up and asks for his help. He not only has been part of it for all these years, but he continues to be in the dead center of a calling. George Moore loves LaGrange, loves Troup County, loves all the people in this county, and he always rolls his sleeves up and does whatever is required of him.
Mayor Lucan read a proclamation that concluded with naming of fire station number 1, the George R. Moore Station.
Now therefore I, Jeff Lucan, Mayor of the City of LaGrange, on behalf of the City Council and all citizens of LaGrange, in recognition of George R. Moore and his decades of leadership and service to the citizens of LaGrange, to hereby proclaim the name of Fire Station 1 as the George R. Moore Station, and we express our appreciation and gratitude for his many contributions to our community. Thank you.
Mr. Moore then shared some comments about what brought him to the City of LaGrange some years ago.
48 years ago, in 1963, I declared LaGrange, Georgia, the best little city in Georgia, and prepared to move and build a house. I was hired by the LaGrange school system as school counselor at East Depot Street High School. We, Ruth and I, came as a young family in our 30s. Now we are in our 80s. Edmund was age 1. Little George, or George Jr. was age 7.
After the unveiling of the sign, City Manager Tom Hall had some closing words.
This station is a lot like George in some respects. It was built to what's called a LEED standard, which is the most environmental, efficient, and renewable standard, just like George, available. You can't see it right now, but if you drive to the north, you'll see solar panels that power this station on sunny days like today. It generates just about enough power to run this whole station. It was funded through the stimulus program. The hot water that the firefighters use to shower and clean up with is also powered by the sun. The station itself was constructed with SPLOST dollars, and for those of you that remember, we used to have a big downtown station and 2 other substations. We went to a 4-station configuration when we got the SPLOST passed a few years ago. That has, Chris, cut our average response time from about 5 minutes down to 3.5. Is that correct? And when you're having a heart problem or something like that, that time is very meaningful. So, George, once again, congratulations. This is a great facility. It couldn't have a better name. So, congratulations.
We say congratulations, Mr. Moore. Now, ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned for more City Week in just a moment.
Underneath everything we are, underneath everything we do, we are all people. connected, interdependent, united. And when we reach out a hand to one, we can influence the condition of all. That's what it means to live united.
Welcome back to City Week, ladies and gentlemen. Today I have guests on that perhaps many of you seen around the community. We have on Lieutenant Chris Powell from the Salvation Army. Lieutenant, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Al. Glad to be here.
Well, it's a pleasure to sit down with you again. I know that there's a lot of events going on in our community, and there's some events that the Salvation Army is getting ready to get started. But before we get started talking about those, I know a lot of people know where the Salvation Army is located and know what your mission is, but just talk a little bit about them and briefly for us, Lieutenant.
Okay, briefly, our family store and our offices are located at 202 Church Street here in LaGrange. Our store hours are from 9 to 5 Monday through Friday. Our office hours are 10 to 4. Phone number to get a hold of us is 706-845-0197. And come by and see us if you need assistance or if you just want to shop.
Okay, very good. You know, I have occasionally come into the Army, to the store there, and there's a lot of great things, and I need to bring some stuff over too.
Right.
So absolutely, I'll be definitely coming over. Now, we're here today, and we have a shield here. We're going to talk about this in just a moment too. But when we were talking a little bit, I think the last time that you and I sat down together, we talked a little bit about the makeup of the Salvation Army and everything. And I want to go back and talk a little bit about the World War II veterans, and then we're going to bring it to today and how we can involve our young people. Talk about that for us.
All right. For a long time, World War II veterans have been kind of the backbone of our donations, our volunteering, support of the Salvation Army. And as we all know, a lot of them are getting on up in age and can't do that anymore. A lot of the younger generation is looking, trying to find places they can help their community and be a part of it. And one of the things we're doing, as you say about our shield here, it says, be a shield. We are bringing something in and asking people to be a shield with the Salvation Army. Now, what does that entail? It's asking people to look at things in the community, see what they can do to help the community, and us as the Salvation Army want to partner with them and help them grow from this. Now, there are 4 things that kind of go along with the be a shield. The first thing is to pray. We can pray for our community. We can pray for the homeless, the jobless. You have sexual trafficking, human trafficking going on, not only around the world, but here in the United States. Those are things we can pray for that they can be involved with. The second thing is to act. You can be involved in a food drive. You can mentor a child, be a part of a health fair, a shoe drive. Start a community garden with all the different things we see going on nowadays, a coat drive during the winter. There are so many different things that you could become part of it and act. From there, there's another way you can help in sharing. Talk about what Salvation Army is doing for the community. Find out how you can help do that, whether it be financially, whether it be through volunteering, whether it be ringing a bell at Christmas, whether it be going to camp as a counselor or sending a child to camp. We also have rehabilitation centers and homeless shelters. We don't have one here in LaGrange, but we do have them all throughout the nation, all throughout Georgia. And action. The biggest thing with action is conversation. What can we do for our community? Can we write a letter about poverty? Can we write a letter about homelessness to our representatives not only in Atlanta but in the U.S. Congress? Volunteer to help here. If it's nothing more than several of you getting together and going to an elderly person's house in your community and helping clean up her yard or maybe mow the lawn or things of this nature. There are so many things you can do to be a shield with the Salvation Army for our community.
Okay, well, there was a lot of things there. You said
there's a lot of things
A lot
in
of
there.
things, but you know there's a many ways that people can get involved, and I heard you talking about shoe drives, sharing, volunteerism,
right.
Visit the homeless shelter, even though we don't have one here, but people may not realize we do have homeless individuals in our community. And when we see them, it may be share something as simple as a meal with them, or maybe a couple of dollars to help them to buy a meal, or whatever that case may be. And this is all geared, Lieutenant, at helping to get the young people more involved. Is that correct?
That's correct. To get the young people more involved, let them see what's going on in the community. Let them become a part of fixing these problems. Let them become a part of helping to grow the community for the future. We as the Salvation Army, we do these things every day, but as some of our volunteers and donors get older and older, we would like the younger generation to see what we're doing and come alongside of us and help the community. It's not about helping just the Salvation Army, it's about helping our community that we live in.
That's right, absolutely. Now, let's just say a young person was watching this television, the program, and they wanted to become involved. How can they do that?
There's a couple of different ways. They can call our office at 706-845-0197. They can come by the office on Church Street. They could come by the church on Sundays or when we're open and speak with either myself or my wife. Or they could visit our webpage, which is www.salvationarmylagrange.org.
Okay.
And there's a link on there that says I want to volunteer, and you go out there and it tells you how to do so.
Very good, very good. I see a lot of times our young people, and I know that you have a 17-year-old daughter
That's
yourself.
correct.
They want to be involved, and I think the main thing that is important to them, that when they go to volunteer, they want to make sure that what they're doing is making an impact.
That's
Would
correct.
that be fair?
That is very fair. They want to see what's coming from what they're doing. They don't want to go somewhere and do things and not see any results. It's not that they're looking for a pat on the back. These people, these kids, these younger generation, these young folk want to be involved, and they want to see that what they're doing is helping the community.
That's right. Absolutely. And it's so important when we talk about helping the community, because as the community becomes stronger, then as the individual becomes stronger, then
That's
the community
correct.
becomes stronger.
That is correct.
Absolutely. Well, and again, I know the Salvation Army does a lot of wonderful things. Now we're going to kind of take a different spin here, because we're getting ready to start the United Way kickoff drive.
That's correct.
And I know that Salvation Army is a United Way agency.
Yes, we are.
And there's some partnering that has been going on with the United Way and your Salvation Army and some other groups. Talk about those partners.
We've had some partnering going on. We've been slowly trying to to get more involvement between us. We had a couple of different things going on in the last few months. One was our camp, which is Camp Grandview, Salvation Army camp that we own and run, that's in Jasper, Georgia. And during the summer, we send kids to camp. And there's camps going on each week, and it runs from it runs through the months of June and July because of our short summers now. They used to go a little longer, but we partnered with the Boys and Girls Club this year and sent some of their kids up there to camp. They had a marvelous time. They came back all excited, not wanting to come home. But it's something we try to send these kids to camp, and we have so many generous donors here in this community that paid for this camp. There is a cost because you've got to pay for the staff to run it and things of that nature, and our community paid for these kids to go to camp through their donations.
Isn't that wonderful?
It is wonderful.
And again, there's nothing like investing in the life of a child.
That's correct.
And then these were kids right here from our community.
These are
That's the
kids
thing
from
that
here.
from the Boys and Girls Club.
That's correct.
Dexter Davis. Then we saw in the paper, a lot of our viewing audience may have saw in the paper about their golf tournament
That's
that was held not long ago. But again, you guys took some kids up to Jasper, Georgia for a couple of months there, almost, they said.
Throughout those 2 months, we had kids up there various different weeks.
Okay, very good. And so that's another way of kids. And can the young people volunteer to go and be a part of this camp?
That is correct. Every year, usually somewhere right along the April-May time frame, if they go on to the Salvation Army Georgia Division territorial web page, which is www.salvationarmysouth.org.
Okay.
There's a link on there that will take them to a place to fill out an application to work camp. And they don't necessarily have to work the camp here. They can apply to work at any of the camps in any of the divisions. There's a camp here, there's one in Florida, one in Alabama, one in Texas, Tennessee. We have camps all over the place, and they can they have to be 17 years of age. That's the only thing because of work regulations.
Right.
And they can apply for those jobs.
Okay, well, very good. As we get ready to close up, Lieutenant, there's another partnering opportunity that the Salvation has had here for the back to school. Talk about that as we get ready to close out.
Every year, Target comes out with a program called Back to School. They provide gift cards for kids to help them get ready to go back to school. The card is designed to help them buy clothing as well as school supplies, book bags, things of this nature. Well, we took this a step forward this year. We went to Walmart Distribution and asked for the possibility of a donation, which they provided us. And through that donation and through donations from Parmer's Grocery and Big Sam's Barbecue, we were able to provide the book bags and the school supplies and all of that nature, and they were able to use these cards for nothing but school clothes and shoes and things of that nature. And most of a good many of these kids came from our Boys and Girls Club here locally. We took them up to Newnan and the Newnan Target. We took 26 kids. And we also even had Patty Youngblood from United Way came up and was a chaperone to help these kids shop. And the one last thing on that is that in Georgia this year there was 300 kids that benefited from this Target program.
Oh my, isn't that awesome? That is awesome. So 26 kids from our community, but
That's correct.
a number of kids throughout the state of Georgia benefited
sir.
from the partnering that take place. Well, Lieutenant Powell, it's always a pleasure to sit down with you, and I hope that the young people will know that they can be a shield.
I hope
and,
so
and
too.
get out into the community to know what's happening in the community and become involved.
I pray that they do.
Absolutely. Lieutenant, thank you very much for coming on
Thank you
today.
very much, Alton.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. We'll be back for more City Week in just a moment. Welcome back to City Week, ladies and gentlemen. Now I have on from LaGrange College the new athletic director, Jennifer Claybrook, and the new head basketball coach, Kendall Wallace. Welcome to the show. Well, Jennifer, now I know this is your first year going in as the AD for LaGrange College, and I know you have to be excited, right?
I am absolutely thrilled. It's been a wonderful journey so far, and it's just like I had thought it was going to be, and just imagine. Our coaching staff has really rallied around me, our administration, and of course Coach Phil Williamson has been at my side and walking me through many of the procedures and the processes, and so I'm really excited about the direction we're taking and the enthusiasm, and I just really, again, appreciate all the help and support I've gotten so far.
Well, you know, they always say there's a lot of great things going on the Hill, and I still say there's a lot of great things going on the Hill. And a part of that happening that's taking place up on the Hill is the new basketball coach, Kendall Wallace. Kendall, welcome to the community, and talk to us a little bit about your background, basketball, and where are you from?
Well, I appreciate you welcoming to the community. I'm originally from Nashville, grew up there in that area, but recently was coaching at a school that's in our conference as well, in the conference with LaGrange, and I'm just overwhelmed and excited to be here. It's been a great transition for me coming from an assistant coach. This is my first head coaching job, so this has been a brand new experience for me, but a good one at that. I have to commend the administration from LaGrange College, President Dan McAlexander, Dana Paul, who's in VP of Enrollment, as well as Michael Thomas, the Director of Admissions. All these people have been extremely supportive of what we've tried to do this summer, and it's been a great trip so far. I just look forward to the future.
Well, great. Well, you'll find that there's a little saying that we live in the greatest little city in America. You'll find that to be absolutely true.
I've been here 2 months, and it seems to have been that way so far.
Well, very good. And we're looking for a lot of great things out of the basketball team as well.
Well, we hope so.
Absolutely.
We hope so.
All right. Now, Jennifer, I know that there's a lot of things that's taking place, getting ready to take place. You have the first football game is coming up September the 3rd. Talk about that, and then there's some other things we want to talk about.
Right. Well, September 3rd, we're going to play Birmingham Southern in our opener. And the one thing that we really want to emphasize is we feel like we've always had a connection with the community, and we really want to reach out even more this year. And so we met with Troup County Parks and Recreation, and they have agreed to make that first day where we invite everybody who's participated with the Troup County Parks and Recreation. But prior to the game, We're going to have inflatables where they can play on a moon bounce and on a slide, and then there'll be cheerleaders there to give them little panther patches and little art for them to do, and so a lot of fun. And then all the players that participate with Troup County Parks and Recreation will be able to get into the game for free, and their parents. And then we're going to recognize the football teams and the cheerleaders during halftime of the Birmingham Southern game.
Very good.
Now, the other sports, soccer, softball, baseball, they will be recognized later on in the year if it's a softball team, they'll be recognized at one of our softball games.
Okay.
If it's a soccer team, at the soccer games. So we're excited because we really want to reach out more to the youth, and so to have this opportunity and have Troup County Parks and Recreation really work with us to get it going, we're very excited about.
Very good, very good. You know, you're talking about the Troup County Parks and Recreation. There are a number of great athletes that come through those programs. So, Coach, I want to encourage you to get out and watch some of those games. You probably find you a future star.
Well, it was funny. I was grilling at my house the other night, and one of the kids from the local middle school came down, and they were, I guess they were having a fundraiser for donuts, and you know, he's 6'2" and strong looking, and so I start talking to him, and next thing I see, he's running up and down the street dribbling his basketball. So there's a lot of good things going on out there, just starting basketball wise, and we're going to get involved middle school wise as well. So,
very good,
yeah.
Very good. Now, also we talked about the football game. Now I know there's some other programs coming up. You have on the 21st of October, you have a Tom Duckett golf tournament. Jennifer, talk about that for us.
Well, Tom, for a number of years, LaGrange College has been hosting this Tom Duckett Golf Scramble. Mm-hmm. And Tom Duckett is a graduate of LaGrange College, and he served in the Armed Forces in the Air Force. And unfortunately, when he was fighting for us in Vietnam, he went missing in action. And so we have several alumni that want to honor his memory by hosting this Tom Duckett Golf Scramble. And so on the 21st, in conjunction with that alumni and the Panther Club, we will be hosting the Tom Duckett Golf Scramble. The proceeds will go, mainly all the proceeds will go to the athletic department and enhancing our facilities or anything that we might need as far as athletics. And a small portion, what we hope to do is purchase some bands with Tom Duckett and the date he went missing, and just realizing that these military men that serve our countries and have served our countries, and they're the reason that we live in this great place. And so we just want to do more to recognize him, but also our military. Absolutely. Which leads into October 8th, our Military Appreciation Day.
Very good. You know, can't say enough about our men and women that serve not only here in the United States but abroad, you know, putting themselves in harm's way, because I can only imagine being 21, 22 in a foreign land, and you know, someone with a machine gun or whatever to say, I'm trying to bring harm to you.
You know, as we look at it, and we're recruiting kids to come here to go play basketball and accept another challenge, such as getting a degree from college, and they sometimes don't exactly remember the guys that are over there doing what allows us to do what we do here.
That's right.
So,
the freedoms, absolutely.
It's definitely in a good honor and good. You know, I think it's a good cause to be putting something towards. So.
Absolutely. So we definitely want to make sure to remember that day, October the 8th, and it will be at the college.
It'll be at the college, and it'll be at the football game. And what we hope is that we will recognize the military at halftime of that game.
Okay.
And we're really excited about it, and we've been talking with the Fort Benning folks, and so, but anybody who's military, we want them to come. Just bring their ID, and you know, they'll get in for free as well. Okay. So we just really want to show how much we appreciate all that they do.
Absolutely, absolutely. We can't say enough about them, can we? Now, there's another gentleman that we want to honor too, and I don't know, Kendall, if you had to, I'm sure you met him at this point. None other than Coach Phil Williamson.
Oh, yes.
Absolutely. Wonderful, remarkable man, and the college and the community want to honor him on the 22nd. Talk about that, Jennifer, for us a little bit.
Well, Coach Williamson, the administration, President McAlexander, was instrumental in making sure that we recognize Coach Phil Williamson. And so we have the whole day for homecoming. going to be attributed to him. We're going to open up with pancakes with Phil, and so we're going to get to have breakfast with him, and he'll be our grand marshal for our parade.
Okay.
And then at halftime, he'll be recognized, and then after, following the football game, we have a special recognition ceremony for him. So anyone who loves Coach Williamson, which I believe is everybody that's ever met him.
Right.
Yeah, right.
He's
Or
pretty-
pancakes.
He's
That's
full
right.
of, or
Yeah,
pancakes. We just really want to show him how much we appreciate everything he's done. And we've spoken before about, you know, how he guided me and led me and was there. And I mean, he actually knows Kendall and really was excited about Kendall coming on and being
Very
our
good.
basketball coach. And so he's touched so many lives, and it's our opportunity to show them how many lives he's touched and to just give a visual showing of our support and our love for him. And so we hope that everybody will come to the game and we'll just really enjoy it, or come to the pancakes for Phil, or line our streets for the parade and have Phil Williamson signs, because we just want it to be really special for him, because he's so special to
He
us.
is a special guy.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, you know, Stan, his grandson. I mean, if you met Stan, then you know where it comes from.
Doesn't
you know?
fall far from the tree. does it?
Absolutely, absolutely. You can't say enough about Phil. I had him on the show some time ago, and he's just still a remarkable man, sharp man. So we definitely want to make sure that the entire community comes out on the 22nd to honor Coach Phil Williamson. Now, talking about coaching a little bit, I know Coach Kendall, you're probably excited about getting the basketball season. Talk about the first game. When will that be held?
Well, our first game is going to be at home against Oglethorpe, which is out of Atlanta. It's
Okay.
kind of a interstate rival for us, and we like to open up with them, and we usually either play them here or play them there to open up our season. Oglethorpe is a pretty good team. I think I'm very excited about our kids. You know, prior to getting here, there were only basically 4 or 5 players left on the team for when I arrived, and my staff and I'm very pleased with what we've done this summer, recruiting-wise. And again, those are the guys I mentioned earlier with Dan McAlexander and Dana Paul, Michael Thomas, how instrumental they were in helping me get a good recruiting class in, a good core bunch of guys. I'm very excited about what we're planning on doing. All of them have great attitudes, high character kids, which is a little strange to be able to get these type of kids late in the game, such as recruiting in the summer. So we're very excited about it. I didn't know how it was going to go when I'm getting hired so late in the process of basketball. Being hired on June 1st doesn't give you much time to recruit to August or September, but with the support of our administration, it was a breeze, and my staff just worked tirelessly. We did a real good job, so I'm very excited about it.
Very good. Game plan, Coach?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. I want to check the talent first and see what we can do with some of those guys and see where they fit in. But everybody will play a role, and it'll be a team type effort. There's not going to be a much individual type talk on this new era of Panther basketball.
Very good, very good. Well, Jennifer, again, I want to wish you well in your new role as athletic director there at the college, and Coach Kendall, want to definitely wish you well, and again, welcome to the community. And it's always a pleasure to sit down with you guys, and we definitely want to make sure that we get out to these events. Just to recap, Phil Williamson Day, October the 22nd, and also the Military Appreciation Day on October the 8th, and then, of course, make it to that first home game. All right?
And can I also say on
Sure.
September the 24th at our football game, if there are any youth groups that would like to come, the theme is Who's Got Spirit?
Okay.
And so it's kind of a play on words, also Panther Pride, but you know, the spiritual life aspect. So we'd love to get youth groups involved, and if they're interested, if they'll contact me, we'd love to get that set up.
Okay, very good. Go ahead and give me your contact number if you don't mind real quick.
Okay, it's 706-880-8262, and it's Jennifer Claybrook.
All right. Well, Coach and Athletic Director, thank you all very much for coming on and being a part of the show this morning.
Thank you
for
so
having
much.
us.
All right.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. We're back from More City Week in just a moment.
Have a kit so you're ready for any emergency. Develop a plan for what you and your family will do before disaster strikes, and stay informed during severe weather any way you can. Visit weather.com/ready and let the Weather Channel help keep you safe in emergencies.
Again, we want to say congratulations, Mr. Moore. And we also want to thank our guests from the Salvation Army and the guests from LaGrange College. Ladies and gentlemen, join us again for more of City Week.